Good morning from Tel Aviv, my beloved city. Yes, of course, I live in Tel Aviv, although my heart belongs to Jerusalem. Why do I live in Tel Aviv? I don't know if you know. I do have a wife and a child, and in Israel, the man's got no rights. The best education is here. It's like a cosmopolitan city, democratic in a way of thinking. Then Tel Aviv is quite an amazing place. And look at that, the seashore of Tel Aviv. Funny to say, although it's the, wait a minute, although it's the seashore of Tel Aviv and it's one of the best in the world, I didn't enter the water for like 10 years now. No reason, no reason, but it's still beautiful to walk next to it, to sit and drink beer or wine. Wine can be nice while you're watching the sunset. It's a pastoralic day. It looks like everything is okay, but today it's exactly 1 month after the horrible massacre of Hamas ISIS in Gaza. 1,400 citizens, Israelis, were killed by ISIS, butchered, raped, beheaded, including children, including, well, those are terrorists. If you are watching that video, usually you are Western people and you're thinking totally different than the terrorist. The terrorists, they aim for one thing: to destroy Judaism and Christianity. Controlling Israel, it's not something that they really need. Controlling the world is a different thing. Than to find out that there are Christians that supporting Hamas, a terror organization, is like, I don't know, Americans that supporting ISIS or Al-Qaeda that destroyed 9/11 buildings. This is our 9/11. This is our second Holocaust. In a way, it's the independence war, the second independence war. Sadly, we are surrounded with a lot of terror organizations. At this time, it's a Palestinian one from Gaza. And it's not the first time that we had a war. We had a war between those. But this is the first time that we are not thinking like Western. Because Western people didn't, I mean, they cared about the children. They cared, they didn't bomb hospitals, schools, things like that. Although we knew that because of it, the terrorist management are using it. The main commander, the main bunkers are beneath those places or part of these places. Yesterday, when we reached Gaza, thanks God for that, for the first time after so many years, we realized that they used to bomb Israel through mosques. We realized that they built their city of tunnels beneath Al-Shifa hospital. This is the first time that Israel said, if you want to survive, go to the safety place at the south of Gaza. There you can enjoy food, water, medicine, education. But if you decided to stay in North Gaza, this is your problem. The terrorists are using children as a human shield. Although they can go theoretically to the south, the ISIS pointing a gun to them and said, if you do that, we're going to kill you anyhow. Then, yes, children are suffering. But Israel decided to do one thing, to end Hamas and Jihad Islamic terrorist organization in Gaza. We are freeing Palestine from their terrorists. And this time, until the last one. You will see a lot of Palestinian propaganda because they are very good with it. There are more than milliards Muslims in the world that from day one study about how cruel Israel is. And according to Islam, they will control Israel and Christian countries. Thanks God that I'm getting comments for the first time that Christians are waking up in Europe, Christians are waking up in America. The Palestinian problem is part of your problem. If you won't stop ISIS in Gaza, you won't be able to stop ISIS in UK, ISIS in Paris, ISIS in Sweden. Then please think twice before you are supporting Palestinians in Gaza, because they actually voted for Hamas. Hamas was elected in Gaza in a free election. They knew it's Hamas, and if you are voting for it, for that organization, and I must say all the Palestinian organizations, then you know that few rules you have to accept. The first one, to kill all the Jews and the Christians. Second one, women must behave like Muslim women, no rights. Third one, and this is the funniest thing, the gay community of the world is supporting Palestine, although you will be the first one who they will kill. You know that the Palestinian organization is not in Palestine. The Palestinian organization are refugees in Tel Aviv. They have their offices here in Israel. Then to vote to be a gay guy who actually voting for Palestine is like to be a chicken that voting for KFC. This is so unbelievable. But it's actually true for every Christian here. The one who actually tells me, but you are killing so many children. First of all, don't trust the propaganda of ISIS. Secondly, yes, if those children from day one vote to kill the Israelis and they're holding a gun, they will die. Remember, this time we are thinking like Arabs. This time all the Israelis are united for one mission, to destroy Hamas. Second mission is to destroy Hezbollah organization, because it's another terrorist organization, but this is from Lebanon. That we are dealing first with Gaza, and if we will need to deal with Hezbollah, we will do that. I don't mind if I won't work for 2 years, but if I will work after those 2 years with the idea that I'm not surrounded with terror organizations, I will be happy. If you want to talk, don't shoot. And about the future of Palestine. First of all, there's no history for Palestine. You know that I accepted the idea that United Nations vote for 2 countries. Palestine for the first time in their life, because there's no nationality like that. There wasn't nationality like that. Although my mother was a Palestinian woman, she was born in Israel, Palestine. After 1948, well, when United Nations declared 2 countries, Israel beside Gaza, the Israelis accepted it. The one who didn't accept it were the Palestinians, and more than that, all the Arab countries. And the Arab countries invented into Israel in 1948. The idea was to delete Israel from the map. But the result was that they deleted Palestine from the map. Then future Palestine never exists as a country. Never exists as a country. Two countries occupied Palestine. The first one are the Jordanians. They even changed the name of Palestine to the West Bank. I'm sure that name you know. Then from that moment I could call it the occupied territories, because the Jordanian occupied future Palestine. The West Bank is a name that the Jordanian gave to the Palestinians, to future Palestine. It's the West Bank of what? Jordan, which is an artificial country by itself. Most of them are Palestinians, same people. They are at the east bank of the Jordan River. Future Palestine was supposed to be at the west bank of the Jordan River. Now you know why it's called like that. The name, and Gaza Strip, which is a totally different people. Gaza Strip, for example, Hamas killed a lot of the Palestinians from PLO. Gaza Strip was occupied by Egypt. Then if you're talking about occupation, this is the real story. Future Palestine was occupied by the Muslims, by Egypt and Jordan. Until 1967, I didn't hear about anyone from future Palestine that asked for their independence back. The Jordanian didn't give it to them. They kept them in refugee places. The same thing by Egypt. No one dared to ask the country back. 1967, let's just cross that noisy truck. In 1967, the Arabs did the same mistake again. They invented Israel. And this is the 6-day war. They invented into Israel. The idea was to destroy Israel. The result was that Israel occupied Egypt, Syria, Jordan, and Lebanon. Did you hear me talking about occupying Palestine? No, because there's no country like that. Remember, it's part of Jordan, part of Egypt. When we signed the agreement between that, the Egyptian and the Jordanians were smarter than us. They got everything back, but they didn't want future Palestine to be part of them. Too many problems, they said. From that moment, 1967, and only from that moment, future Palestine became part of Israel. At the 90s, we started to bring back Palestine to the Palestinians. We gave back Gaza Strip, which is totally not part of Israel. They could build themselves an amazing country, but they decided not to do that. And the same thing with Egypt. We gave them Sinai back, but they didn't want Gaza Strip. I don't know if you can see in the background, Jaffa. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Horrible subject, but it's such a beautiful day. And what's happened here? We, the Israelis, knows that our corrupted government, and I mean it, we're going to deal with that government later on. Our corrupted government, from day one, wants to help the citizens. That's why it's called IDF, defense. And we do have the Iron Dome. Without the Iron Dome that actually protects us from all the rockets from Gaza, you could actually see Israel as, I don't know, a massacre area, just like what's happening now in Gaza. Thanks God for that. Then in that case, we gave back Bethlehem, we gave back Jericho. This is not part of Israel, and if you know that if you've been with my tours, you know that I was for future Palestine. We entered two Palestinian shops, we ate in the Palestinian places. I want you to see the good side of the Palestinians, and they have good side. The only problem is that I didn't hear from my Palestinian friend even one word against Hamas. One word against Hamas. And I'm talking with them, but we are talking about everything, but not about how horrible Hamas is. And this is a little bit sad for me. The minute we gave Gaza Strip back, they started to shoot us. And they did it like every week. From time to time, they're starting a war, and this is the war that you see, but not like other wars. We used to say, all right, let's find a solution, no fire, no peace, whatever. With the idea that you cannot talk with terrorists. You cannot talk with terrorists. It's like, can you talk with Al-Qaeda? Can you talk with ISIS? Can you talk with the Nazis? You couldn't talk without them because their way is different. And this time, yes, we are thinking differently. And I'm so sad that innocent people are dying, but those innocent people could run away to the south of Gaza. If they decided to stay there by the, I don't know, force of Hamas or with force of themselves, it's their problem from that time. And I am a human rights guy, but they have no rights anymore. After the massacre of 14,000 innocent civilian Israelis and kidnap of 400 people, children, 9 months old, girls, old people, Holocaust survivor, and burning down their house on top of some of them, I have no mercy. I have no mercy. I will have mercy the minute they will surrender. And then I will try to think about what to do. Israel is not going to stop that war. And if they will stop that war, we'll be defeated again, because in about 2 years from now, they will do it again. Remember the aim of Hamas? Destroying Israel, destroying Judaism, destroying Christianity. Guys, they're aiming rockets into Jerusalem, Via Dolorosa, Mount of Olives churches, Church of the Holy Sepulchre are in danger. They are sending rockets into Jaffa. Christian churches, the house of Simon the Tanner, the place that St. Peter had that vision, is in danger. Then I won't accept comments of free Palestine, because we are freeing them from their terrorists. And I hope that one day they will start to think like Western. Meanwhile, it was 30 minutes of talking in a pastoralic way, but just before that, you must understand that we, the Israelis, are walking in the street because of the Iron Dome system. When they asked one of their terrorists in Gaza, he said the tunnels that we built around 500 kilometers beneath the city of Gaza is for us. If for the 2 million people, that's not our problem. This is United Nations problem. If you are accepting Hamas and Gaza, they won. If that's what you want, be my guest. Thank you very much for being here. This is a month from the massacre of Gaza. I am not going to forgive Hamas. I'm not going to forgive anyone who supports terror organization. Thank you very much. And please spread that important message to everyone that you know. See you in my next video. I hope it's going to be lighter than that. Bye bye.